This is one of those AI tools that you guys have been forcing me to check out for some time. It's got a 4.7 rating on the App Store and it's constantly coming through on my recommends, so I thought I'd check it out for you guys today. The application we're looking at is one called Fabric. It's designed as an AI workspace, sort of like a second brain in your pocket. And my job today is to help work out whether it's right for you. By the end of this video, you'll know what this does, how it works, and whether it's worth your time and attention, and how it actually fits into your day. A quick word from our sponsor Setapp today. A big thanks to these guys for sponsoring today's video and last month of content. Do check out them below, especially if you've got a Mac. It's a great way to unlock loads of apps as part of one subscription. Check them out in the link in the description and more about them later in this video. If you like the look of Fabric and you found this review helpful, please use our link in the description below. But without further ado, let's dive into the review. So very simply, Fabric's an AI workspace. That's what it's tailoring itself as. On mobile, it's saying it's a second brain in your pocket. But what actually does it do? Well, this one's a note taker. It allows you to capture stuff across multiple formats. You can quick capture through the web clipper, which they have, through your phone, and on desktop too. And the idea is it wants to be a self-organizing workspace that helps you to plan and organize content. But you're probably wondering, where does the AI come in? Well, there's an assistant on the side which will help you to manage your work, organize it, and plan ahead as well. It's available on desktop, iOS, Android, and it does have a web clipper too. It's also available through CLI if you're in development as well and you want to bring that knowledge with you. So I want to show you around what it looks like first and a few overviews of the features. Then we're going to dig deeper into it and give you my thoughts after a couple of hours of playing around with it. So this right here is Fabric, and first and foremost, it's very friendly in its design. It's got a great friendly face as a logo, which is really nice. And what I would say is the design is overall really attractive. Now you can see here that these are all of the most recent notes in my area, and you can see a timeline of everything that you've created as you go, which is really helpful. All the documents you've got, or any activities that's happened. Now this is where you organize all of your different bits of work. They're called spaces. They're sort of like folders, and you can add a multitude of different files and formats in there. You've also got connections in which you can connect up apps like Google Drive, and there are a few more as well, like Dropbox. So a major caveat before you do check out this application is that the mobile and desktop versions only sync if you've got Fabric Pro. That I'll explain a little more about in the pricing a little bit later in this video. So over here, you've got chats that you do have, which allows you to create a new AI chat. And you can also see the tasks that you've created that are linked to any items inside of your Fabric workspace. Down here, you've got some smaller features like tags, which is global, and also smart collections, which I'll talk about later. So let's dig a little bit deeper. The thing that really makes this different is the Fabric assistant on the side. Now, in the free plan, you get access to, I believe it is, Flash, Gemini 3, which is their cheapest and most basic plan. So you do get some AI as part of the free plan, but to unlock all the different AI usage, then you do have to have something called Fabric Pro. Again, some of these are different usage, so if you use the more advanced ones, they're going to cost you more in terms of AI credits, which again, I'll talk about in the pricing. The idea of this whole concept on the right-hand side is to allow you to organize and structure your workspace. Here's ones I created earlier. I allowed it to move some things around, reorganize some of the folders that I had, but it also is helpful for communicating with a certain piece of information that you've got because it provides context and then feed the AI system. So the idea that Fabric is betting on is context. If you constantly add more context, the value of the AI assistant is going to become more useful. Something that many people are finding when using Claude and ChatGPT is they can only connect up apps through things like MCPs and other varieties, but this sort of does it the other way around, which can help you to go further with your knowledge. So we want to talk about another view that's part of this, and it's called Canvas View. Now, Canvas View is a creative area, which is where you can add different bits of content from your Fabric workspace. You can drag in links and files and bring them together in a more visual fashion. The reason why I say this is because it's one of the differentiators to using Fabric over some of the other tools on the market. It's sort of this weird blend between Notion and the likes of Milanote or even Miro to some extent. Some other things that make Fabric slightly different is it claims that it has a AI voice note-taking in the application, which allows you to take voice captured notes on the go on mobile. It does, and it works fairly well. I'd probably give this an 8 out of 10 for its accuracy. It was a little bit bad with background noises as I tested it in a coffee shop. However, at the same time, it did a good job of capturing. The other feature it claims it has is an AI meeting note taker. This will only record the audio on the device through the web version, so that's just something to note. It's not going to be as robust and opportunistic as some of the other AI meeting note takers, which I'll include in the link in the description if you're interested in diving in. This application also has something called AI search. Inside of the Pro version, you can search something like a really nice design Le Mans car in orange, and it will help pick up which items inside of your Fabric area are the most relevant. So coming back to the AI abilities, I was playing around with this, and over the space of an hour, I made a few different usage of the Fabric Assistant. I got it to do some tough stuff, and I got it to do some easy stuff. And in that hour of maybe playing around with it for 5 or 6 times, it used around 29% of my AI usage. So I think this is the perfect segue to talking about the plans. There is a free plan. It gives you limited storage space and up to 150 cards that are created or items and a 25 megabyte file upload. There's limited AI usage. However, the Plus and Pro plans give you a bit more. Now, to be honest, the Plus plan is to some extent useful. It gives you 5 times more AI usage and gives you AI meeting note taker, but the Pro plan gives you the most back for the value of money, primarily because it allows you to connect up things like Zapier, Dropbox, Google Drive, Gmail, and connect the desktop and mobile. So you're probably curious at this point of the review whether there's any pros and cons. Well, there are lots of both. The design and functionality of this application is really, really nice. I particularly love the mobile version. It was really well built, and I love this partial half mode that they have, which allows you to bring the AI assistant up as you're chatting. You can also replicate this on desktop as well on the web version by just simply making the window smaller. It allows you to have this really cool interface, and I quite like that look and feel. The AI models actually worked well when they did. I thought they were quite useful, although some hiccups when it came to the timing of them. I'll talk about that in a moment. I like the idea of canvases, although not fully delivered as well as other applications in my opinion. They also have another feature in this which allows you to see things as sort of like a zoomed out view, which is really nice for those visual thinkers that just want to be able to interact with their workspace and make it much more visual and interactive. Finally, the Fabric Assistant did well on the side. The commands I sent it actually did a good job of putting them together. Some of the things it just can't do because it just can't do it. Like I was pushing the boat out a little bit with that. So now for some cons to be aware of. I think the premium not being available. I think the Pro plan being almost mandatory for those who are using it on desktop and mobile is something to be aware of. The web version is good, but the mobile version is a lot better. So that's something to note as well. The AI meeting note taker from our test didn't work incredibly well. It was more of a just light background voice recorder than actually producing something a little bit more robust if you can compare it to other apps like Fellow and Granola. There are other things about this experience that I felt lacked a little bit. Like for example, the tasks area just felt like a little bit of a bolted on feature. There wasn't necessarily a task management system, although it doesn't market itself as that, and it doesn't really connect deeply with other experiences too. Another thing as well is it did say several times that it was a self-organizing workspace. I had to do that for it. I don't know where or whether I've missed this in the feature, but that's just something to note because I couldn't find this self-organizing workspace anywhere. Please do let me know if you're a user of Fabric and I am missing this totally. And finally, I tried to set up smart collections. They're smart collection prompts, which allow you to narrow down things. They're sort of like a filtered search, which constantly brings in things that are related to that prompt. It didn't work for some reason. I'm not sure what I did wrong, but it still comes around with no matches for this prompt, even though I have multiple Ferrari things inside of my smart collections. So largely the verdict is it's good. There's a lot of things about Fabric I think I like. the brand, the feel, the way that it puts itself together, and the potential that the application has. I can see why many of you were sending it to me and wanting me to check it out. If you compare it to other applications like Notion, I think you're missing less elements. I think I would say for value for money, Notion does a lot more, but if you're not looking for that full capability, then that's it. I would say if you're a big mobile user and you're looking to capture stuff and you're looking to use AI across your day, then this could be a great application. The mobile application is a special gem of this, and the canvas mode is something that really helps visual thinkers to go a bit further. I will put some alternatives to Fabric in the link in the description if you're interested, but I hope that was a good overview for you today. Thank you so much for everyone who kept pestering me to check this one out. If you have an app that you want to be reviewed, let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best to check them out. I have a long list, as you can imagine, but I look forward to checking out those apps that you do share. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks very much, and I'll see you very soon. Cheerio! Quick question, how many individual subscriptions are you paying for right now on your Mac device? Because there is actually a smarter way. Setapp is a marketplace with hundreds of hand-picked Mac apps. You can buy just the ones you need, or you can get a membership with access to all of them. Clean My Mac keeps your system fast, Bartender declutters your menu bar, Al Dente Pro protects your battery, and there's total budget control. You can pick what works for your workflow without overpaying for apps you don't use. Setapp is offering an extended 30-day trial. Links right in the top of the description. Check it out there.